Sherry tried to picture the wives performing some of the total woman hijinks she'd read about in the book. It was hard enough to imagine her sisters-in-law doing those things. She could barely look at their husbands, Perry and Steve, after reading the book. She hadn't tried any of it on their brother Norbert, and to be honest, she wasn't looking forward to it. But before we jump in, I want you ladies to have an idea about some of the other people whose lives have been changed by Maribel Morgan. Harriet Van Horn is a syndicated columnist who lives in Manhattan. She pronounced Manhattan like it was the Holy Land, and an audible awe swept from the crowd. "Right?" she asked, still smiling big. Miss Van Horn has this to say. Norma Jean looked down at her notes. The total woman concept will make its greatest appeal to insecure women who worry about their husband's roving eye. Norma Jean scanned the audience and went back to her notes. And to male chauvinists who haven't the perception or the self-esteem to appreciate a woman as a person. She yelled out the word person. Some women in the crowd responded with yes, and one lady yelled out, "You can bet on that." Norma moved on quickly to the next plug. Who all's heard of Leslie Uggams? The crowd responded with a loud smattering of applause. Leslie is an avid total woman and tells us that she and her husband Graham practice all the TW's suggestions up in the Hollywood Hills where they live with their daughter Danielle. And Leslie tells us that hubby Graham is a total man. How about that? She went on to name drop some of the other famous people, like Polly Bergen, who took Total Woman along with her to develop a cosmetic company, Polly Bergen Company, a subsidiary of Faberge, and to author her own book, Polly's Principle. And Miss Anita Bryant, y'all. Everybody knows Anita. The crowd issued a loud awe as Norma Jean continued. She was almost Miss America. I don't know about y'all, but I can't drink a glass of orange juice without thinking about our total woman sister, Anita. So, ladies, please open up your handouts and let's get down to business. First, can a woman be true to herself as well as a perfect wife and mother? Let me tell you from my own personal perspective, can you believe I used to be unhappy? I hated being a football wife. She looked across the room and then added, but the total woman changed all that for me. Before, I was too tired to carry out my wifely duties and then try to keep up with the efforts of motherhood and frontline football engagements. Sherry heard Freddie pop her Wiggly's Double Mint. She always went to work on her chewing gum when she was nervous. Norma Jean said, let's skip to the dessert first, shall we? Who all's tried some of the ideas for reigniting the sex life? About 3/4 of the ladies shyly raised their arms. That's it? She asked with mock surprise, her full pink mouth open wide. The senior in the purple pantsuit began talking. I tried that damn saran wrap one, and I like to never got out of it. I thought I was gonna suffocate. Norma Jean laughed nervously. Well, there is a method to it. You don't want to go way too overboard with the plastic. The pantsuit lady went on. I'm just sticking to what I know works. My spouse likes the hand jobber. Since Stan's prostate operation, I've had to resort to the handiwork on him, if you know what I mean.